Division, here we go. Pay attention. This should be the easy one, but if you don't pay attention, it's going to be the hard one. Put your phones away. So fake, it is. It's fake division. You're doing everything opposite of normal division. You really are. You are multiplying, yes. So synthetic division, okay? Here's what you're doing. It is, like we said, the opposite of division. It is synthetic. It's fake. It's not really how you do division. Anyway, back to this. Synthetic division only works when you have a linear term that you're dividing by. So remember linear? If you graphed it, it would get you a line that's like x minus 2 or 2x plus 4. That's linear, right? Okay, so that's when you can do synthetic division. So we're just going to do this. I'm just going to show you what it is. When they give you the problem, 3x cubed minus 4x squared plus 2x minus 1, and we divide by x minus 2. Okay, this is not long division. You're not going to set it up the same way as long division. What you do is you take whatever it is you're dividing by, and you figure out what would the 0 be. So if I set that equal to 0, my 0 would be what? 2, okay? That's the number that you're going to be working with. So in this problem, because of this, we get a 2, and now you even flip your bar over, okay? You set it up like this. And then what goes on this top row... This has got to be a prank. No, it's not. Isn't it fun? Those numbers are just going to get lined up, not with x's, just numbers. There are no x's until the very end. So we're going to put a 3, and then a negative 4, and then a 2, and then a negative 1. Okay? How deep should we make our bracket? Just 2 layers. There's just going to be 1 layer underneath it. Okay? Okay, first thing you do every single time is you bring that first number down. That one won't change. And now it's just multiplication. We're going to do 2 times 3 is 6, and that's going to go under my negative 4. Now, like we said, everything is opposite. So before we subtracted, we're going to add them. It's opposite. Negative 4 plus 6 is what? 2. 2. Now we're going to go 2 times 2 is 4. And are we adding or subtracting them? Add them. 2 plus 4 is 6. Now we're going to go 2 times 6 is 12. And are we adding or subtracting? We're adding. Okay, now here's the thing. Oops, that's not what I want. We are. I just want to get this junk out of the way. So you add them and you get an 11 here, and you're done. This is your remainder. The rest of this is your, in this case, quadratic. Okay, so this will always be your constant term. This is your linear term. This is your quadratic term, which means it looks like this. 3x squared plus 2x plus 6, remainder 11.
Oh, I kind of did this.
Yeah.
This stuff, that is like in the bottom row and the right. Can you do like a quick like arrow thing? So like what you multiply to what to get one?
So I did 2 times 3 gets you 6. And then I did 2 times 6. I said that wrong. 2 times 2 gets you 4. And then 2 times 6 gets you 12.
So every time you multiply something, you do that, and then that's what the bottom
And then you add.
All right.
Okay? All right. Yeah. So whatever is, this is always your remainder. Whatever comes next won't have an x. The next one will have an x. The next one will have an x squared, x cubed. It'll just keep growing. Okay?
And so if the last number is 0, there is
Precisely. Fantastic, right?
Yeah, once you.
Okay. Next one. We'll call this B. Still example 1 here. X cubed minus 13x plus 12 divided by x plus 4. And here's another one of those. You have to be careful. What's missing?
X squared.
X squared, okay? We need the x squared. So you're going to think of it as x cubed minus 0x squared minus 13x plus 12, right? That's how we're going to think of our setup. So when we set it up, what's the number in front of my x cubed? My x cubed is a 1, right? That's 1x cubed. So we're going to set it up. Here's a 1, a 0, a negative 13, and a 12. Then do your upside down bar for upside down division here. The number that goes out in front is the 0 that you get from what you're dividing by. So how do I make that 0? Negative 4. That goes out in front. Okay, first step. Bring down your first number. It will always be that. What do? Multiply. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Add or subtract. We always add, right? Synthetic is upside down and backwards and opposite in every way. The long division you subtract. Synthetic division you add. Okay? You were testing me? That's good. Maybe put just a big plus sign out in front just to remind yourself. So 0 plus negative 4, you get negative 4. Okay? Then you're going to multiply. Negative 4 times negative 4 is a positive 16. Add those together. Negative 13 plus 16 is 3. Multiply. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. Add them together. You get 0. So you have no remainder, right? This number at the end is always your remainder. Your remainder is 0.
12 minus 12.
I understand the math, Sam.
Okay, so the way we write it, this is going to be your quadratic. So that is 1x squared minus 4x plus 3. That's your answer.
What about the 0? Are you going to have a remainder?
I was just trying to show people that this times this got me this. Okay. Right? This times this got me that.
Would it necessarily be wrong if you were to put 0?
I mean, I don't like it. It's not technically wrong. There isn't a remainder, but yeah. Okay, next one. 5x cubed minus 6x squared plus 4x minus 1 divided by x minus 3. Looks a little different. It's the exact same thing, right? Still division, it's just a big old division bar. Are we missing any of our x's in there? No. So we can just write 5, negative 6, 4, and negative 1. Draw in your little upside down bar. What number goes out in front? 3. Okay. What's going to go here? 5. You just bring down that first number. Okay. Now we multiply. 3 times 5 is 15. Add or subtract? Add. Okay. So negative 6 plus 5 is 9. 3 times 9 is 27. 4 plus 27 is 31. 4 plus 27 is 31. Okay, now 3 times 31 is 93. This is your remainder, which is 92. So you write it out, 5x squared plus 9x plus 31, remainder 92, or if you want to impress Mrs. Price next year. Okay, so this is the way the book is going to give it to you. This is another acceptable answer. Okay, example 2. If they say factor completely using synthetic division, you will get this: x cubed minus 2x squared minus 5x plus 6, given that x plus 2 is a factor. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to divide this. Okay? So we're going to do synthetic division, but then once we've done the synthetic division, we're going to factor it. We're going to finish it off. Okay? So what number goes out in front? -2. That comes from here, right? Opposite of, or the 0. Think of it as the 0. So -2 out in front. We didn't skip any x's, so it's going to be 1, -2, -5, and 6. You with me? Okay, so carry that 1 down. 1 goes here. -2 times 1 is -2. Remember, we're adding, not subtracting. What do we get? We're adding. -2 plus -2. -4, right? -2 times -4 is a positive 8. So -5 plus 8 is 3. -2 times 3 is -6. This will be our remainder. 6 plus a -6 is 0. So we get x squared minus 4x plus 3. Okay? But they told us to factor completely. So now from here, it's star, and it's a very simple star. Right? So if we set up our star, what can you multiply to get 3 that you can add to get a -4? -3 and -1. So you get this. X minus 3 times x minus 1. But here's the deal. They're telling us to factor this completely. And they told us this is a factor. So don't forget to put that down here. So when this is factored completely, that is your answer. Okay? So what would your zeros be? 3, 1, and -2. Good. All right, last thing. 2 of these, and we're done. Example number 3. Now they're going to tell you to evaluate. You may not use your calculator to do this. That doesn't help you. So they're going to say P of x is x to the 4th minus 5x squared plus 4x plus 12. Okay? For this first one, we are going to evaluate P of -4. Okay? Now, normally, with your calculator, we would just plug that -4 in everywhere and plug it into our calculator. Yes, that works, but that's not what we're doing. We want to evaluate using synthetic division. The answer, just so you know, for instance, in this problem, P of -4, the answer you're looking for is your remainder. Okay? Because if you were to plug in all of this, like if you were to plug this -4 in here, your remainder in synthetic division is what it would come out to. Like if you plugged it into the calculator, that's what you would get, is the remainder number. Okay, so here it is. The beautiful thing is that number is what goes right here. So that's not anything drastically different. And then we're going to lay it out how we always did. Notice we're missing an x to the third in this one. You need to put a 0 there, okay? So this would be 1, 0x to the third, negative 5x squared, 4x, and 12. Okay? Work it out. Bring down our 1. 1 times negative 4 is negative 4. Adding or subtracting? Adding. 0 plus a negative 4 is negative 4. Now we multiply. What do we get? 16. Negative 4 times negative 4 is 16. Yeah, Will. Because in this setup, it's x to the fourth plus 0x to the third. They don't have an x to the third term, so you have to put a 0 in for that. Okay? Okay. Negative 5 plus 16 is 11. What'd you get?
The remainder of 172.
Good. Negative 4 times 11 is negative 44. Add those together. You get negative 40. Negative 4 times negative 40 is a positive 160. Add those together. You get a remainder of 172. So P of negative 4 is 172. Good. Okay, so we're going to do the exact same one, but with just a different number. Okay? Evaluate P of 2 with the same formula here. So it's going to be a 2 out in front, and it's those same numbers, 1, 0, negative 5, 4, and 12. Okay? So bring down your 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 0 plus 2 is 2. Multiply. 2 times 2 is 4. Add those. You get negative 1. No, what did I? Oh, yes, sorry. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. 4 plus negative 2 is 2. This is going to be your remainder. 2 times 2 is 4. 12 plus 4 is 16. So P of 2 is 16. Isn't that fun?
No. Yes.
Yes.